Welcome to the Radiant Life with Tatiana. I am your host, and I'm obsessed with empowering you to live and create the best life possible. I'm a master mindset coach, breathwork facilitator, and a passionate little Latina who loves sharing the magic behind your subconscious mind and energetics. If you're looking to uplevel your mindset, learn all about spirituality and manifestation, and to be inspired in making a change to embody your best self, you are in the right place. My goal is for you to see and unlock your limitless potential, to have the tools to break free from the chains holding you back so you can create and live your most radiant life. I am so excited to have you here listening today. Now let's dive into today's episode. Hello, love, and welcome to the Radiant Life podcast. I am in such a good mood. I feel so much better today. This week's been a little interesting. I've just been noticing my mood shift a lot, and I'll be really happy and excited, and then bam, one moment, then I'll feel like really overwhelmed, and I don't want to say anxious, but I would feel really overwhelmed and then kind of get agitated and grumpy. And I was like, okay, Tati, slow down. Something needs to happen. Like, what's going on here? So this morning I decided to have a slow morning. Evan and I read, we went on a walk. I took a beautiful, nice, calming bath in the morning. And I was just listening to this workshop, and then I did breath work. Like, I just focused on a me self-care morning because I didn't have any client calls today. And let me tell you, my energy, I'm feeling so good. Breath work is my favorite thing. It really lets me move stuck, stagnant energy through my body. And I just feel so good. And it was funny because during the breath work session, we all have these feelings, right? All these beliefs. And typically most of our beliefs stem from not good enough or not worthy enough. And when I was in the breathwork session, I had a moment where I connected and saw my inner child, like that younger version of me. And I feel like I've been able to connect to her so much more because I was watching home videos with my sister a few weeks ago. And I really got to relive my energy, my essence, like who I was, right? Because as children, we're innocent beings and we're able to be so boldly ourselves before the world projected like expectations or pressures of like who they think we needed to be, right? And so whatever, I've been able to really connect to her. And so in the breathwork session, I really connected to that part of me, that version of me, that younger version of me. And I was able to feel what I was feeling, the heaviness. And it was like not feeling I was doing enough or I was good enough for XYZ. And that's, a sense of where sometimes our overwhelm comes from, or even any of our emotions comes from different parts of us that aren't being seen, met, healed, right? Like our inner child's come out. And so I was able to fully process that and I released it. And then once I did, I got this clarity and this freedom feeling. And yeah, so that's how my morning, or now it's afternoon, is going, and I'm feeling so much better. So I wanted to talk to you guys because I was reading in my book earlier this morning that really put into words what I do in just a great way. And if you're new here, before I get started, welcome. Hi, my name is Tatiana. I'm so excited to have you here listening today. I love creating podcast episodes to help empower you, inspire you, give you aha light bulb moments to really take control of your life, to step into your power so that you can create the most radiant life of your dreams. And so I was reading this book, and I work with a lot of my clients, or I just have conversations with people of the pattern of getting stuck in the past. And if you know my story, that used to be a really heavy cycle for me. I would get really, really caught up in the past, people, memories. It was hard for me. And the past is the past, right? We can't be living there because our future is created through the present moment. And that's why finding ways and building the muscle to be present is so great, because the present moment creates your future. And we have to let go of the past, right? And so I work with I hear a lot of people I don't have the motivation to do this, or the momentum, or I don't feel productive for my goals, all these things. These are roadblocks. And there's this activity that you can do, or I want to bring awareness to you that is probably a really big chain weight that is holding you back from building momentum towards your goals, toward your goals. holding you back from letting go fully of the past, letting go, like holding you back from truly feeling productive and accomplished and creating the future and the present and then the future that you want. And so this tool that I want to share with you, this activity that I do myself, is going to really help you in being and also feeling more productive and accomplishments in your life, helping you build that snowball, that momentum toward your goals. And it's going to help you be more present and release the attachments or feeling stuck in the past, so then that you can create the future that you want and accomplish the goals that you desire because you're able to be present. So it's this activity, this regular practice called completion. So I want you to think about, take a look at like inventory of your life right now. What are you incomplete with in your life? We all have things we are not complete with. So I want you to take a note. And maybe as you listen to this podcast, you have these ideas, and I highly recommend, write them on paper, write them on the note section on your phone. But what are you incomplete with in your life? Are there any unpaid bills? Those medical bills, you owe anybody money? Are there unfinished projects in your house? Maybe it's painting the room or cleaning up the garage or the basement. Is there is your closet filled with dirty clothes that you need to actually do the laundry? Do you have any books or tools or equipment or clothes that you borrowed from people that you need to give them back? Is there anyone you need to have a conversation with? Anyone you need to say, I'm sorry to? Anyone you need to forgive? Anyone that needs to hear from you the words, I love you, thank you, I appreciate you? Maybe you're a business owner. What are tasks or projects that you haven't done yet that maybe you've been putting on the back burner, and are they important? Do you need them to continue to run your business? And how can you chuck away at them, right? I know for me, fellow coaches, business owners, sometimes I have a never-ending to-do list, and I have to look back and I'm like, okay, is this actually a priority? And when am I going to do it? And I schedule it in my calendar. Are there any commitments or agreements that you've said to yourself or to others that you kind of have left hanging? Any unkept promises? Maybe it's to your kids or to your parents, to your partner, to your coworkers, to your friends. What are you incomplete with in your life? I want you to think of all of these incomplete tasks. Maybe they weren't as important or as much of a priority as other things, right? But I want you to think of them and see them and visualize them as like heavy cords attached to your body. Wherever you go, you're lugging these cords around into the past, right? These incomplete things are slowing you down. They're taking up space in your mind. They're draining your energy. They're kind of sucking the feel-good fuels of the things you are accomplishing and making progress towards and completing. Because in the back of your mind, you have these other tasks, projects, things that that are incomplete, that are just kind of lingering, right? They're like energy vampires. And this is, I don't know what the word would be, but the incomplete tasks in your life are creating a major block in what's preventing you from moving forward in the momentum, because it's taking up that space. It's weighing you down. It's taking up that energy on a subconscious and energetic level. Whether you're not consciously aware of all these incomplete tasks, these to-do lists, your subconscious mind is, because you wrote it down once. It's there. It's lingering. And it's truly preventing your ability to move forward and make progress on other tasks and goals that you truly desire. Incomplete things keep you in the past. It literally keeps calling you back so it can be taken care of. It's keeping the past alive. So think about it. This is something I've been able to do naturally. I actually did this last week. I donated 3 bags of clothes and just shit around my house that I need to just break part with, right? I used to be someone that lived in my past because I honestly struggled a lot with holding on to things. I don't want to give away, throw away this shirt or this note from when I was in middle school that I loved, or I don't know, shit, right? That was lingering. I didn't want to go clean out my closet. And so by creating a practice where I go through things what are things that I've kind of had in the back of my mind or on this never ending to-do list, and when can I just get rid of shit or go through it so that I can just break the ties of the past and move on with my life. And like, think about it. Like, how easy is it to do it? Like, how easy is it to clean your room, to, I don't know, like decide on the paint color that you want to paint your office, that you want to go through your clothes, that you want to declutter. Like, it's pretty easy, right? Like, the act of it is pretty easy. Making a phone call and having a conversation with someone, pretty easy. And because it's so easy not to do and save it for another day. It's so easy to just put it on the back burner. And eventually all these easy things are adding up and creating a huge list, right? Into like a one day I will do that thing. But really, when is that actual day? Like, think about how good it feels. I know you've done this at least once in your past. How good it feels to clean out your closet, to go through your kitchen, to like go through the papers in your filing cabinet. Like, decluttering is such a good feeling. You can feel it energetically. You can breathe. You like feel the expansion in your chest. You feel the freedom. You feel the opportunity. You feel unstoppable because you feel like you're making progress and accomplishment. And maybe you're like me and like you start with your closet, and in the middle of your closet, you start with the bathroom, and then you start with your shoes because you have all this like excitement and energy just to do it once you've started it, right? But it feels good. You're getting rid of the old so you can welcome in the new. And I want that feeling of the last time you cleaned out your car or cleaned out your closet, right? Let that feeling that I'm now talking about marinate right now, and let it inspire you to create a list right now. Because right now you might be feeling resistant. You may feel like, oh, this is uncomfortable. You might be being like, I have such a big list now, like the list of projects I need to do, the uncomfortability with the truth of that you need to have a conversation with someone. Maybe it's the fear of like confronting that issue to your boss, to your mom. Maybe you're beginning to feel overwhelmed or intimidated by all of these tasks and to-do projects. Well, the reality is, and I'm going to give you a little tough love here, the reason why you feel all this is because you've let these little tasks, these easy things to do, accumulate one day at a time. It's piled up against you now. So now what I want you to do is now see this in the opposite way. So now you know, like, the buildup of this list of the incomplete tasks happened with baby steps, right? Like one day at a time. And that's how you came with this list. So now as you create the list of the incomplete tasks that you need to, chuck away at so that you can be free from the past and you can really build up that momentum and be productive, don't let the overwhelm, the pressure of having to do it all at once get to you. It took baby steps one day at a time to accumulate the list. So it's going to take baby steps to declutter the list. So you just write the list. What are the incomplete tasks and how can you start chipping away at it? And how can you do it one day at a time? Maybe every time you go to the garage, you go through one box that you've had sitting there since you moved in. Or maybe every time you walk in your closet, you take out a shirt or a dress or jeans that don't fit or don't feel good or you just don't want anymore. Maybe you have like a trash bag in the closet that you just start putting things in. That's what I did. I started going through, like, I was intentional about it. And then I was like, okay, I feel like there's more for me to declutter, but I just feel a little overwhelmed right now. So I left the bag in the closet neatly. And then as I was like looking through clothes for different events, and I just was like, no, I don't like this. This is so old. I've worn this so many times. I just threw it in the bag in the trash. And then I accumulated 3 trash bags. Great. Got rid of it. Decluttered it. And that was like a check mark on a task. And it felt great. And eventually it will all be done. One baby step at a time. One day at a time. So find the first thing you can easily do now. And do it. And then let that be the one step, the one roll of the snowball of the momentum to the other tasks that you have to do. Maybe it's having that phone call. Maybe it's finally making that doctor's appointment that you've been putting on hold for months now. Maybe it's cleaning out your basement. Maybe it's writing a letter to somebody that you need to just get things off your chest. Maybe you need to pay a medical bill. Whatever it is. What's one thing that you can do today? And then what can you do tomorrow? And what can you do tomorrow? And just commit to like 15 minutes a day to go through this task of incomplete items from the past. Because eventually, one baby step at a time, little by little, it's all about consistency, right? Like, it's not about going through this list as fast as possible. No, like, be the tortoise in the race. Stay consistent, be persistent, and just take it one little baby step at a time, and you'll get it done. And then eventually you're going to feel free. And eventually you're going to be like, wow, I feel good. I feel accomplished. I did what I said I was going to do. I'm complete. Now I can be fully present. And then you created the muscle that you are a person of your word, that you completed the things you said you were actually going to do. And maybe you won't have as long as of a list next time moving forward, because you'll do things more presently. And then it just goes from there. But I'm telling you, this activity of completion, this activity of going through your life and or business, what are the tasks that are incomplete? What are the things I said I was going to do that I still haven't done yet? The projects, the commitments, the conversations. And start chucking away at it, because it's going to make you feel more accomplished, more productive, and it's going to help you step into what it is you really want. Free of the past. So maybe you got an accountability partner. Maybe you do this with a friend. Maybe you want to send this podcast episode to your sister, your roommate, your boyfriend, and you guys choose to do this together. Maybe you need a coach for some accountability. I mean, hey, that's okay, right? I help so many of my clients with accountability on the tasks they say they're going to do, because it's so easy to feel this inspirational and like momentum right now listening to the podcast, but are you going to take action on it? Because you deciding you're going to do it is totally different than you actually going to do it. So maybe you do need someone to coach you, to be like, hey, you said you were going to do this. Are you going to do this? Maybe to give you guidance, maybe give you clarity. Just saying. That's what I help my clients do. If you're interested in just like learning how you could just get that support and guidance and accountability, check out the link in the show notes below for coaching, and we could see if it's a good fit. You know, coaches have coaches too. I have friends that I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Check it on me. And I did it, right? Like, we thrive off of not wanting to let other people down, but we'll so easily let ourselves down. So sometimes, hey, if that's what it takes for you to get stuff done, to promise something to someone else so that because you know they're going to check in on you and you don't want them to check in, and then you feel like, oh shit, I didn't do it, before you can actually do that to yourself when you look in the mirror. No shame in it. Choose and realize that you may need accountability to get the ball moving. But at the end of the day, just do it. Just do it, just do it, just do it. And you're going to feel so much better. I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much better. This is something that I do now. Like when I feel that overwhelm, or like when I'm just ready for a new chapter, I just do things that have been kind of like an open book. And I make sure like this is something I still actually want to do. So as you create the list, maybe you're like, do I actually want to do this project? Is this still in alignment with me? Right? And like it lets you step into that next future version of yourself. So for me, something that like I haven't fully finished yet was watching this documentary called Stink. If you haven't watched it yet, go on YouTube, watch it. And then this weekend I told Evan, I was like, we're going to do this. We've put this on the back burner for too long. We're going through like all of our products and making sure anything with fragrance in the trash, because our goal is to live a more non-toxic, all natural life, because these chemicals are not doing us any good. Go watch that. And now we're going to do it. So I'm going to get that off of this checklist. And I know I'm going to feel so much better after it. I feel so much better after watching the documentary. And I know after going through my house, I'm going to feel 10 times better. So I'm with you guys. I'm going to do this with you as well. So I hope this helps. I hope you're ready to go tackle those tasks of the incompletes in your life, so you can be free from the shit in the past. You can be present, and you can start making moves into the future, into what you want in your life, in your career, in your business, in your relationships, whatever it is. But you got to do something today about it. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope this was a great episode. I hope you're inspired. And let's continue to show up for ourselves. Let's continue to be the highest version of who we are. And sometimes that's facing the truth of these little habits, of these things that don't serve us anymore. So go clean your closet, go clean your car, go call someone, tell them you're sorry, say them I love you, and get that shit out of your head, out of your energetic field, and you're going to feel 10 times better. I hope you valued from this. If you did, let me know. Take a screenshot, tag me on Instagram at Tatiana_Kuto. I appreciate you so much for listening. I love you, and I will see you in the next episode. I hope you have the most radiant day ever. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to share it with me and write an Apple iTunes review so I can keep the good stuff coming your way. If you aren't already following me, you can find me on Instagram at Tatiana_Kuto. Make sure to tag me in any posts that you share. I love and appreciate you so much and cannot wait to connect with you in the next episode. In the meantime, go out and radiate your light into the world.